Hey, what's poppin'?
Hi, everyone.
What's up,
Let me
fellas?
make sure
What's
Summer
up?
Walker
What's
not
up?
playing.
What's going on
Okay,
with y'all?
That's all good.
y'all look good. Refreshed.
Yes,
Always
refresh.
refreshed,
Fine.
Yes.
New
That's what the
day.
weekend is
Tired.
for. That's what it's for.
Exactly.
I'm
New
fine,
day. Every
y'all.
day is new energy, New day, new sperm, like new everything, just
Surprised to look
fresh.
so refreshed. I had a long ass week. Um, Finals, finishing up school and
Mm.
all of that for the
Oh,
semester.
wow.
Crazy, yeah.
Mm.
Too crazy, too crazy. I typed like 23 pages in one day.
Come on, 23
Um,
Oh, come on,
pages. Come
yes,
23
on,
yes, yes,
pages.
Mayo.
yes. Did the hell out of that, but it was my fault. I did it to the last day, but I still
Oh,
did it.
okay.
We figured.
I was really, really happy with my work, but nonetheless, I'm happy. I'm happy to be done with all that shit for the rest of the month. So time to
That's right.
chill, get ready for the new
Yes.
year.
You got your winter break coming up though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Winter break was always my favorite, just being able to like take a break and relax. For me, I'm getting
definitely.
ready for my for a 5K that I'm running. So like
Ooh,
I
Mm.
normally can do about 2 miles, 2.5 miles, but 5K is about 3 miles. So I'm like, let me go ahead and condition for that.
okay.
So I've been
A long
conditioning for the
time.
past, I would say three to four times a week, just running and
Mm.
stuff like that. But the great thing that I love about running long distance and running for so long is that you can kind of eat what you want. So I've been taking advantage of that, like being
Hmm.
able to just eat whatever and it doesn't go anywhere.
Oh.
So it reminds me of my cross country days when I used to run for cross
Oh, I
country.
may
Ooh,
need to work on. I
yeah.
need to do that. I'm gonna start
Mhm.
running.
It's
A
really
lot of
good to trim
cardio.
that figure. You know that I'm telling
Ooh,
you that
I
track
was just thinking
body.
of get some lipo.
Oh,
ooh,
so
Come
you
no,
can
on.
so you
no,
can
You
have
know,
no,
I'm
lumps.
really,
This is
So
I'm
not
you can
really
have
thinking of
lumps
getting
on
necessary.
your
some
no,
stomach.
lipo.
no, no,
Yes,
no, no.
watch.
No.
I
When I go get my
recommend
You're not
lipo, and then
weight
I'm
me.
doing my
weights.
when y'all get
You're
into this
not
body on
me.
Instagram, y'all gonna be like,
I'm
bitch,
on. You could.
light. I'm
You're
being
giving
there.
Come
us
on.
I mean, it doesn't take much for you to just get in shape,
No, for real. You're
You
gonna
don't
have to
even
I
have
work out
know.
babies or
once you get the
anything.
surgery
Lipo
anyway.
already,
So it's
maybe you
time to
say that from
like,
when you're 70 years old, 60, 50 years old, 50 years old. You're
Mm-hmm.
you know,
still
all it takes is
at
10
your
pounds.
genetic
They
peak.
say that 10 pounds actually makes you look younger. So all you need to do is lose about 10 and then it'll make you look
Yeah, I
younger.
need 10 pounds off. I just need 10. When I move, I told myself, new year, new me, new city. And I feel like that city is going to make me want to, move.
in LA is very healthy anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
you're
very,
definitely going to
yeah,
you be eating right.
visual.
And then there's
Very
lots of
Yeah.
visual.
scenic places I'm sure to run, which is cool. I've been
Yeah.
to LA
A lot
before,
of
different
hiking.
parts and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And then I just feel like all the boys out there have bodies. So I'm just like,
They
girl, I'm
Mhm.
do
gonna have to get myself together. You're gonna see a whole new
very
bitch.
much.
Skin, face. I already got the T.
Okay. Okay. What's next?
The
You
booty,
got
the
her.
chest. Just kidding. No, I'm not, but I'm serious.
You
Um,
got it.
but yeah, child, I'm still here looking like how I feel. Stressed, tired. No, I'm not really stressed, but I'm tired, child. I'm ready. I'm just ready to be done. You know what I mean? It's just a lot trying to change, move your cable and internet service. I know that probably don't sound like a lot, but it's a lot because it's
No,
it's
it's
a
a lot.
whole different, they don't have the same companies here that's
Mm.
there, and you got to do this and that, and you got to get the movers and the dump trucks and the fucking this and that, and schedule the cross country driver. It's a lot, but we're getting it done. And and then you got to pack up each room. This is a fucking, like, you don't realize how much shit you have until it's time to move, and then you
That's
go like,
Mhm.
true.
God damn, I don't realize I had this much shit. So
Yes.
now, but I'm purging like everything.
That's
So
the best way. Time to throw things
Good.
out.
I'm throwing it
Right.
Whenever I
all
have
out.
something lingering for too long, I'm like, you gotta go. It's just
Right.
time to say goodbye. It's time.
Yeah.
Our time's done.
Miles, I'm loving the hair out.
Thank you. I feel like it looks like Jimmy Neutron's mom, kind of. Like she has the.
You're giving us Diana
You
Ross.
know
Come
what?
on.
Has anybody
Diana
told you that
Ross.
you should be a model? I feel like you should get into modeling.
You
Yes,
should.
of course, people have told me that.
Of course.
You don't
You
like
should do
that? You
it.
wouldn't want to
No,
model?
sure, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
I
that's
think you
within me.
should.
I seen you at a fashion show this weekend in Miami.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, it was a nice
Mm.
little fashion show situation.
Somebody
It
that
was.
was there sitting across. I met her. When I was out there not too long ago. I forget her name, but she's like
They
an
look kind of
Amazon.
familiar to me.
You,
I was like, who are they? They look so
I know that, but I
familiar.
forgot her name. But yeah, I wish I would have met you while I was out there, but
Me
yeah.
too, that one time. But you know, I know you would have now at this point, but it was so soon then. Definitely. But it's been a good week. Pretty chill for the most part. Been becoming, you know, just living life. That's what I'm always doing.
Well, okay, so I see a lot of people asking where my video went yesterday. Listen, guys, if you guys are looking for the video yesterday, my internet was fucking up, so I had to delete it. We'll probably revisit that Monday with more topics. Okay, Monday. The video is gone because my internet was fucking up. Okay. So today, I mean, first of all, I don't know if you guys. There was a lot of people were getting into some things about our transgender topic last week. A lot of people had a lot to say. There were some reviews about it. Some people felt like I didn't let them speak. I get that a lot, and you guys know, bitch, I be on here dropping the link 100,000 times.
Oh.
You do.
Now, if you come on here and even today, if you come on here and it's echoing, like right now, I don't hear any echo. So if you come on here and then it starts to echo and you can't get it together within 5 to 10 seconds, I'm going to have to drop you off because we have a show to run. That's just what it is. So that doesn't mean that I've kicked you out because I don't want to have a conversation with you or something like that. It's just, girl, you see what we got going on here. So it's like, get your sound together and then come here. Okay. Right. But a lot of people, the transgender conversation, it left me feeling even more confused than I already was. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, explain.
It left me more confused because it felt like, wow, I know for sure me, you, Sean, like us three, Sean, Miles, we were really cheering them on and championing them and then not wanting them to be boxed in, which I feel like that's what they want. But then that wasn't good. That wasn't good enough. It was like now they felt like we were putting them out when I'm like,
they
what
feel like
the
we're putting them
fuck?
out of something they created. Like I heard a trans woman led something, right?
In my mind, I think of them as being, I think of their category as being a close cousin to us. So it has nothing to do with us kicking you out, but it's like you have your own movement. So you need to be
if I'm not mistaken, I think someone said on the last panel that trans women made the term and that just the whole community as a whole, like
they started the march or something, Stonewall something. They led a march.
Started the actual community, like the
That being said, which I truly get that. I truly get them wanting to have ownership of that because they maybe a trans woman led something. But we're living in today, 2021.
Right.
So that doesn't. That's beautiful and all, but why are you trying to be a conservative when it comes to the LGBT community? Why can't we evolve into different things? I'd rather not call anyone anything, but we're here, and you guys have your own situations that you go through.
I mean, that's very opposite of our community as well. I mean, we are the outlier, so why not celebrate our differences and allow ourselves to be different? Right. Doesn't mean we're not going to support you, but I mean, you have your own movement, and we need to respect your own movement. That was originally what I thought we were trying to say.
That's what I was saying. Okay, can I get all you guys to smile so I could get the thumbnail? Okay, yeah, so that's what I was saying too. Like, but that wasn't good enough. Then we were dragged, and Jalon somehow was the hero because he was saying leave them in there.
The cape.
But I'm just like, but they don't claim gay. Oh,
change is hard for people. I was actually shocked you and Sean agreed with me. It's triggering for people because it's like, what? It's always been like this. So what do you mean you're going to change that? What do you mean you're going to call me a cis woman? I've always been a woman. It sounds just the same to me.
I'm surprised I was the only one saying keep them in.
We're not taking them out. We're making them
explain it to me, Jalon. Explain. Okay, finally tell me exactly what you meant by the keep them in.
Keep them in. Don't separate them. They started the actual movement as a whole to begin with. For one, that's not the overall picture, but for one, they started this shit. So for two, how are we going to throw somebody out of our group because they have like more issues than us because they get a certain amount of attention than the other one does? It really doesn't matter. Honestly, we're still in the same community. We still went through the same hardships, and that's why we are one community because we are heterosexuals. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think they should say.
As time moves on, our problems change, and we're not all lumped together the same way we were because the issues are so drastically different. They are.
I mean,
and gender itself is a different conversation. That alone should separate them from us. Yes, in the beginning, it all made sense to others all together. But now we're here in 2021, going on 2022. It's a new day. Everyone's about being progressive. So let's progress to where we can make trans, especially them, trans women over here, because it's about gender.
To me, I think it's the same thing as saying that African Americans and Africans are the same. Like, they are not the same. They go through their own struggle. They go through their own set of, their set of steps in terms of being who they are. So let's acknowledge that. Doesn't mean that we are not related to Africans in Africa, but they go through a different set of steps in order to become who they are. And I feel like just acknowledging that would be special, but people disagree.
There's still something mutual in that, though, Sean.
Yeah, and that's why I said in the beginning we are close cousins, but we need to acknowledge them as being who they are.
Yes,
y'all don't want to be acknowledged. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how.
Because I think Jelana is thinking about we're not kicking them out like they're not worthy
we're not
to be.
we're
saying that
like
we're evolving.
That's just like kicking out a sibling of a family because they got more
kicking them
than the rest, or they more famous than the rest of the.
We don't have to push ourselves to one corner anymore.
Single person
spread out
has more issues or more conversation about themselves than the rest. Doesn't give anybody the right to exclude them from the group that they've been in since day one.
We're expanding the movement. We're
like I said last show, though, I get it. I do get it, but I just don't agree.
And then also, is there quantifiable evidence, because that's how I operate, that a trans person started our movement? Is there evidence that says that, or is this hearsay? Something
there's like a Stonewall march and a trans
anything in the community, like
no, but that's hearsay. I want evidence. Like, I want the evidence.
Well, isn't that a real thing?
I'm sure somebody can find it somewhere.
The Stonewall.
I'm sure somebody can find it.
We just start throwing facts out.
Actually, I think if you watch Paris is Burning, they actually have it.
I did actually watch Paris is Burning in 1992.
At the beginning of the movie, they should tell you exactly how the community started as a whole.
But that's not the whole. That's not the whole community, though. No, but just the ballroom scene in New York.
No, they took it outside. They took it outside of like ballroom, and before they got into ballroom, it was like a history portion.
I'm gonna have to review that again because I've seen it twice. I've seen it twice.
It should be out there.
So let me turn off my AC.
Hey, you were fine. Okay, but yeah, child. I just think that it got misconfused. I think it. We're not saying put them out. Like they're not worthy. It's more like highlight them and give them their own space where they don't have to be grouped in with men when they don't consider themselves men, or don't group them with women if they don't consider themselves women. Group them with themselves because they don't consider themselves gay. Or at least give them some don't. Some don't and some do. Yeah, it gives you the option. That's all. I was just saying, like, allow them to have the option. But anyway, that was last week's conversation. It was a really good one. Now we're on to this week's conversation. And I feel like we're ending this season off with a bang. And I want to first start by saying, I don't know if I'm grainy or foggy, whatever, because I'm seeing a little Wi-Fi thing here, but we're just gonna make it work. At the end of the day, I stand on whatever I'm about to say today in regards to this conversation. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I want to start there.
Period.
And so, and this is less about a specific individual, and if anybody wants to come for anybody over here, come for me, bitch, because I don't give a fuck. Okay. But we are going to have this Black woman versus gay man health reads conversation. So I'm going to kind of set the scene of where I'm coming from, and then everybody, you guys can go and say how you feel. But so where this conversation kind of started from, and I think that this platform is a great place to take everyday things that happen, and we kind of have the overarching conversation about it. So recently, blogger Tasha K and Bobby Lights had a little tiff. Now, it really wasn't so much of a back and forth. It was more so coming forth through blogger Tasha K. All right. So apparently, well, this is just the facts. Cardi B was ordered by the judge to release her medical records, to Tasha K in the defense. Okay. The Neighborhood Talk posted that. And it was kind of in Tasha K's favor, like, Tasha K, she's won. It was like a win for Tasha K. Tasha K felt because she even said this, okay? And so Bobby Lights had commented with a slew of other celebrities. Bobby Lights had commented and said, well, why is she worried about if anybody has herpes or not, or anybody's health records? Like, what is the point? Like, I hope Cardi B wins this case. Tasha K came under the comment and said, Bobby Lights, I'm good, but the word on the curb is your blood ain't so clean either. Okay. Then she commenced and started calling him dirty blood. Let me go and try to read what I had, what she actually said. Let me go to see what she said. So what actually happened was, he said, Bobby Lights said in the comment, he said, but look how this even looks. Why is she so invested in knowing anyone's health records? Also, why is she concerned with who has herpes? I hope Cardi wins this lawsuit. Tasha K says, the wine is, I heard your blood not clean either. That's the word on the curve. Why you are single, sir / ma'am? Hope for yourself. I'm good here. Now, what I thought was interesting is Natalie Nunn commented under that and said, sis, she's a joke. This girl is crazy as hell. It reports fake stories all day. I love at Cardi B. There was no smoke or no response to Natalie Nunn. However, she had all that energy for Bobby. Okay, so let that sink in.
Right.
You heard what Bobby said, and then you heard what Natalie said. Okay, and then she went on her platform and said, "We call him Bobby Lights dirty blood. I hope you find a cure on your path to wellness, happiness, and impurity." Okay. And as if that wasn't enough, Bobby Lights has still yet to respond. He basically said, I'm not going to give her no clout in my story. In the story, he didn't respond to it. Then there was a video clip that came out, of Bobby and a alleged friend. They were out. Well, I don't know if they were out together, whatever, but they were in Miami over the weekend. The guy was filming Bobby Lights. He was clearly drunk. He was saying he would beat Bobby's ass. And, Bobby, you ain't no motherfucking celebrity, bitch. What the fuck is a Trina? I will beat your motherfucking ass. Yeah, he was doing all of that. I'll beat your ass. Do I have the video?
At least leave her out of this.
I don't have the video because it's been since removed, but she was just talking about how, you'll beat Bobby's ass and he ain't no celebrity and Trina ain't shit, this, that, and the third. And this was all on video. And Tasha K seen that video. The guy actually sent it to Tasha K. So he knew where to send it to. Tasha K uploaded that to her channel. Okay. Then she went and did an interview with that guy. And had the guy saying that Bobby Lights was a cokehead and just all these different things. Now, the reason why Tasha K said that she did the interview is because a lot of these gay men like Bobby Lights, and I'm assuming me, us, it could be you, any of us gay men, we love to come for black women, but we don't have smoke for a black man. Meaning Bobby Lights did not fight that man, but he was going to fight, but he'll go back and forth with her. So she's insinuating that Bobby Lights attacked her because she was a black woman, but would not go and attack that man that had the camera in his face. Okay. And so that's where I have the problem. Did you guys catch all of that?
I caught it all. But did Bobby come after her? No.
Right. Okay. So I just want to. Okay. So now here's the tea. This is where I have the problem. I feel as though Tasha K. And this is the black gay men versus black women. I've been trying to figure out how to say this, but you have leaders like Tasha K that perpetuate this narrative as if they are there for the black women, they're there for the black community, when in all actuality, they're really not there for black women like that. You can do her track record. She's not. But if you really get into it, I felt like she used that black women or that, you know, like these gay men, she tapped into the deep down homophobia of Black women. Because let's just be real, all of us have some phobias in us, some isms in us. It's just up to us whether we acknowledge them or we want to.
It was the mutual hate. So the thing that's like mostly hated in community that, you know, she can go ahead and just say and everybody will agree with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it was this idea because she, first of all, everybody knows health reads are very vicious, very nasty,
You
and
don't
very
do that.
disrespectful.
You don't do that.
But how as a woman, how can you get away with the health read? You know how you get away with a health read? You talk about how gay men are always coming after Black women. So then you get all these Black women, slightly bitter, slightly homophobic on your side, and then you spew out a lethal health read, and all these Black women will say, "Get them, Tasha, because these gay men are always coming for us." In all actuality, Bobby Lights never came for her. The real tea, and this is not all about Tasha K, but I got to give you the tea because there's a reason to everything. The real tea is, and I have the receipts for that, and in case anybody wants to try me, but the real tea is on February 22nd, Tasha K DM Bobby Lights and asked him, "When are you coming on my show?" He didn't respond. He actually said, "Doesn't this lady talk shit about me?" And I said, "Don't do it. She'll set you up." I said it, bitch. And I said, "She'll drag you right after. Don't go on her show." Then in October, she hit him up and said, "Hey, Bobby, who do my people contact to book you for an interview on my show?" He didn't respond. So when all actuality, when he simply responded under the Cardi B post on the Neighborhood Talk, she took that as a way to drag him because he wouldn't come on his show. And then she masked it in the fact that was a gay man coming for a Black woman. And she just did her due diligence and responded. And you can't be mad at how a woman responds when these gay men are always coming at her or coming at women. And so my question is to the Black women, what's the real tea, sis? Because why are these women always alluding to a fact that these Black men are coming for you when it feels like, bitch, you want the smoke? Because he didn't come for her. Who actually came for her was another Black woman by the name of Natalie Nunn. And there was no energy there for her. And so the bigger conversation is this. What is the beef between Black women and gay men?
I think it really depends on what kind of Black woman that we're talking about. Like, you know, the Black women that are secure within themselves, that know that they got it, they're not worried about anything like that. Like, I have a lot of female friends, and a lot of my female friends happen to be Black women, and we never run into those issues. And I think that's because they are secure, they are grounded, and they are mature Black women. Now, when it comes to women that are not secure, they're going to use whatever they feel like they need to use to be able to, you know, push whatever narrative. And I feel like if you're not secure, that's the first thing you go to. I mean, for decades, what is the first thing that they associate a person that's gay with? Oh, you must have HIV. Oh, you know, you must have some kind of disease, or you're running around here passing all kinds of stuff. You know, that is for people that are insecure and people that are archaic in the sense of them thinking in a way that's old school, you know, it's very prejudiced, and it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, the dirty blood comment, I feel like it's unnecessary. We don't have to go there because anybody can have dirty blood. It doesn't have anything to do with being gay or anything like that, like anybody. So,
you know, we have statistics on that, on who last year, 2019, the actual rates on, you know, who actually contracted, you know, HIV.
I believe we do.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, before we go there, because that's go ahead.
I was gonna say it's unfortunate that she would have this energy. I'm familiar with her interview with Justin James, King of Reeds, and he is HIV positive and he's very vocal about it. And so you would think she has some sort of understanding. It's just disheartening. I'm like, damn, like she said this. I don't know, like, because I'm like, okay, she has an understanding of what this is and how it's stigmatized towards gay men, because she had a conversation with Justin James, but she still chose to be ignorant, even though she knows, which is the scary part to me. and of course people are going to follow it. And if you ask me, it's not really. I know it could be all black. I don't think it's all black women, but I think it's like the hood black women, not the suburban black women, in my opinion.
But you know, my thing is, it's not even about the dirty blood. You know why it's not so much about that? Because I feel like I wouldn't even show or let that even affect me publicly, because I feel like that's what like gets under this.
Mhm.
They think, oh, they got him. They hate that. Let's call them. You know, that hurt their feelings. It's not even that. It's this idea that it's the reason why she felt like she could say it, and because these gay men are always coming for women, and there's this
Yes.
narrative that gay men are always coming for. So that's the conversation. Why does everybody feel like it's okay for a woman to say something, but if a gay man responds or says something back, first of all, he's a gay man trying to be a woman, or a gay man can't respond to a woman. Another example, Jaguar Wright. There was a time where Jaguar Wright tried to say that it was all over the blogs. She said that Summer Walker was being raped and molested and beat up and choked with no evidence and no facts. Okay. I did commentary on it. I did not disrespect her. I did say that she was clout chasing. I just did my job. I just said it was like weird that she would do that. Right.
That's sick.
Right after that, Jaguar Wright did a video calling me all kind of dick in the booties. I get fucked in my ass. You know, all kind of nasty, you know, gay faggot shit. Like basically calling me a faggot. Yeah. So then I started reading her, baby, for blood. Everybody started coming out saying Armand Wiggins hates black women. Why are you coming at Jag? Why are you doing this to a black woman? You always come for a black woman. Your mom, Jaguar, looks like your mother. But then, and so that's more than what they're saying, more than calling me a fag, more than the dirty blood. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is you think that you can disrespect me, and when I can't respond.
Yes.
Because be very clear here. In the Tasha K situation, Bobby Lights has yet to respond. But what if he would have taken the road? Tasha K has been very vocal about things that has happened in her childhood, you know, traumas that she's had. What if he took that and went on his platform and read her and threw that in her face? Guess what? A lot of these women will be talking about how these gay men love to disrespect women. And I think that's where I have the problem.
Annoying.
Well, I think it goes back to tradition. I mean, traditionally, people are used to shitting on us. Like they're used to doing that without any consequences. And again, I don't think that that's every woman. A lot of the friends that I have happen to be women, and a lot of them are black women. I just feel like it has to do with those insecure women that are living in a more traditional mindset that is outdated. And they feel like the first thing that they can say and the first thing that they can do is go for blood, which happens to be dirty blood. But the thing about this, which I really live by, is that you shouldn't hit that low, because it can happen to you. And then what? You know, so you got to be really careful about how you sling, you know, throw them slugs or whatever. Like, be mindful of that, because that same situation can happen to you. And then you're going to be spending your life fighting a statistic, fighting what people would presume that happened to you because of what state that you're in, you know, and I feel like that's very unfair. And that mentality is very archaic or old.
Yeah, but I need some clarification, and maybe I'm missing, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, because I'm off the dirty blood. I need to figure out, why is it okay for you, but not okay for me? It's just like, I was watching this episode of Project.
Because I think
Go ahead.
No, I think it really just boils down, because when they look at it, whether you know, us, however we identify in the community, no matter how they look at it, we're always going to be just men. You know, some of us are, some of us aren't. You know, but we're always going to be men, and they're always going to be the women, and of course we're going to get more. Then we're going to get more flack for coming at women, disrespecting a woman because of old time's sake, you know what I'm saying, from what we were raised on, what everybody has grown up.
But you know what though, Jaylon, to piggyback off of that, you brought up a good point. I also feel like because people do assume that we're men regardless, that we can take more hits. And so they throw out things that are very disrespectful and rude to anybody. And I feel like that's also part of it as well. Like, oh, you're still a man, so we can talk about you, whatever. But if you talk about a woman women are typically more sensitive. So, oh, you just talked about a woman. So,
But I feel like,
Yep,
but I feel
yep.
like when a straight man calls a woman a bitch or hits a woman or any of these things, it's not as big of a deal. It's when
And
a gay
also,
man is involved. It's
and
like,
also, whenever you have a topic or a group of people that's hated, or you know what I'm saying, that you know a lot of people don't like, that you know a lot of people are going to agree with your stance, you're not going to have a problem saying it. If you know you're going to get a lot of slack for it, you might not say it. But if you know you're going to have some people behind you backing you up, you're not going to be afraid to say it. So it's like, I feel like that's why she really wasn't afraid to say it, or not even just her, just people in general, because they're not the only people that think like that.
yeah,
So,
because it's not really about, like, my thing is, like, I want to make it very clear. This is not about her per se. It's about the overall conversation, or I just feel like it's almost like how you can be on the job in a workplace and a white person can get frustrated and tell the boss that they're frustrated. And if any one of us go and tell that same person that we're frustrated, we're problematic. You know what I mean? And the white person gets to pay. Oh, take 10, John. It's okay for you to do. But then all of a sudden, did you see how Jalon got? I was afraid for my life. You know what I mean? A woman can go, you can just come at me and fag and this, that, and the third. I call you a bitch. Oh, you gay men always hate women. You gay men want to beat us. You gay men and I'm like, no. Anybody can get cursed the fuck out.
That's right.
okay,
Anybody.
Sean was saying something about traditional mindsets or traditional women, right? But these aren't traditional women. They're not. We're dealing with the city girls generation, and it's been getting worse and worse. So we're not really dealing with traditional women, first of all. So they want to be treated a certain way, but they don't really act that way to be. Anyways, that's another topic. But something that annoys me about women saying, "Oh, they only have smoke for women and not men," is straight men aren't in these spaces at all. It's only black women and sprinkled in gay men throughout too. It's black gay men and black women. That's who's here. So of course they're gonna have conversations and they're gonna have disagreements and fights. So it's very ignorant to me, stupid, just to say that. I just don't understand. We're all in these spaces together. Why would I go after a straight man when he's probably cooler than you? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like they want us to be, it's like they don't want us to be cool with straight men. They want us to be battling straight men.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We were never friends.
Cool. You could be cool with a straight guy. You could be cool with a straight guy, but then he's gay. But fight a straight man. Yeah, like fight a straight man for what? Like if he's not bothering me, if I don't have an issue over there, if we're not in that space, why am I just gonna start just arguing with a man in general?
Right.
You know what I mean? In the instance of with Bobby Lights, Bobby had more to gain. I mean, Bobby had nothing to gain from fighting that dude outside. That dude had more to gain. Yeah, that's just like Tasha. If you don't think she's walking around with security from time to time, you're fucking crazy. So that's not fair to say, because she don't want nobody just rolling up on her while she out shopping with her fucking kids. Is she that type of girl that's gonna be out there jumping and fighting? Probably not. And if she is, guess who has more to gain? The person that she fought. She doesn't have anything to gain to fight one of her subscribers. She doesn't. If I'm walking down the street and somebody watching this thing tries to have me on video, tries to attack me, guess who has to gain from that? They do. I don't gain anything because you came and attacked Armand Wiggins. You get the clout. You know, so Bobby is like, girl, I'm not finna, I'm booked. I'm like, girl, I'm not finna argue. We're not on the same level for me to even, I gain nothing from this. So to try to make it seem like he was at Tasha K, but he was scared to challenge this other guy, that's just not true. When all he said was, I think that Cardi B should win the case because nobody's medical records should be the focus for someone. And I don't like that narrative gets pushed. And people are saying, well, why are you talking for Tasha K? Or like she's the representation. Well, I'm not going to shit on her. The woman almost has 1 million followers. She has some influence somewhere. So she's a representation of that. Okay. And so I'm speaking to that because when she got up there, she said, these gay men are always coming for black women. And I've seen those women in the comments saying, yeah, they do.
I feel
Yeah,
like
they do.
the bottom line of it all, you know, going back to the medical records, like no one should have to release their medical records. No one. And that's even something that, you know, where I work at as far as being a therapist, like HIPAA is something that we protect the kids off of basically with their records and their information. Like no one should have to release their medical records of their personal information, regardless of what they have, to prove any kind of point. And even if that person did have that, you should not use that as ammo. That is not appropriate. You don't know what's going to happen to you tomorrow, next week, next month. Anything could happen. So it's very dangerous to put that kind of energy out there, you know? And I feel like for certain women, they may feel like it's necessary to do that. But for the women that I know that are confident in themselves, that are secure, that are smart women, mature women, you know, those women don't use those kind of shots because they know based off of research and the fact that they are educated, smart, mature women, that these are not accurate statements, you know?
But my thing, and I'm with you, but my thing is, could you imagine the outrage if he responded
Oh yeah,
with
definitely.
with that same type of energy? That's my thing. He don't get to respond like that. I think that's where I'm hung up on. Because
That's
I'm
what I
that
say. I
bitch to
think because
respond like
he's
that.
to them, we're still like, regardless of how we identify in our community, we're still niggas. We're still
Because
men.
what,
You know what I'm saying?
what she did was no different than what the baby got canceled for. She's just not as popular as him.
That's so
But
true.
what she did was
That's
no
so
like
she
that
was.
was
It
that was
seemed worse
worse.
to me.
That was
Yeah.
fucking worse. But
It was.
no one cares. And you know why this triggered me so much? Because it was no different from when Kaya was saying that he had AIDS and he was coughing out of his ass and all these nasty things because Kaya had been trolling Trina for years and coming for Bobby Lights because he's a celebrity or whatever. So she put him on the docket, said he had all these diseases. And when Bobby Lights, and I'm not here, me and Bobby are not friends. Be very clear on that. We don't key, we don't talk. She's not my girlfriend. I don't want to fuck her. None of that. I'm not interested. But my point is, it's bigger than Bobby. It's bigger than Kaya. It's about black men, black women. Because when Kaya said those nasty things, and they were fucking disgusting. And when Bobby Lights came with the clapback and said that her daughter was raped and sleeping with the daddy, her own daddy, and got pregnant by Kaya's baby daddy and all kind of nasty things, guess what women were saying? Bobby, you went too far. You took it too far. That was unnecessary. Why are these gay men arguing with a woman? Bitch, did you just not hear that this woman said this man is coughing out of his ass with AIDS? What the fuck? How is that okay? But when I respond, now I hate black women. Now I want to be a woman. Get the fuck out of here.
It seems like they're almost under hypnosis. What freaks me out is Tasha's such an obnoxious personality. She's not the most likable person. So for her to be able to put her followers in uprising and for them to agree with her is freaky because the difference between her and the baby is the baby has a white audience. White people see him. I don't know how many white people are watching Tasha K. So it's the black women and some black men who are just like, okay, this is fine. She can say this. So there really is a problem within our group.
The bottom line is this: when it came down, I feel like there's a borderline homophobia, and I think that it's never gonna go away. Do I think that some gay men, troll women? Do I think that gay men do things, to trigger women? Yes. But do I feel like women just can't take a fabulous ass queen? Yes. A bitch that's gonna get up here and slightly do the hair better than you. And it's not that I'm telling you I can't. You just know it. I'm fabulous. I'm free, bitch. I got a cute ass nigga. I probably don't want to fuck you. And you feel some type of way because it all boils down to dick.
I also feel like, kind of just piggybacking off of what Miles was saying, in more hood environments, so low socioeconomic environments, there is less education. And so we go based off of hearsay, based off of what's passed on to us. So the natural thing is, okay, when we think of gay men, we think of diseases, we think of AIDS, we think of HIV. A person that is mature, a person that has risen out of that circumstance to be able to educate themselves would not say something like that unless they were intentionally trying to hurt that person. So I congratulate Bobby for just not responding, because I wouldn't have responded either. It's ridiculous. Like, that doesn't hurt me. And second of all, that is something that every woman that is insecure within themselves will say. So what's that going to do to me?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing as saying the F-bomb. Like, okay, you know, you just don't let that kind of stuff trigger you, because that shows just a lack of education. And you got to be careful when you say stuff like that, because things can happen to you. You don't know what's going to happen to you.
It was kind of like when Ra Ali and Richard Lomax, I don't know if you remember Richard Lomax, but they were really good friends and they got into it and they were playing in Ken, but they fell out. And then when they fell out, Ra Ali called Richard a faggot.
Wow.
But it's more like, yeah, so it was like, you faggot, and it's just like, you know what I mean? But then it's like,
That's
now when I start reading
Right,
her,
right.
when I show you what a faggot is, now I'm this gay man that's wanting to be a woman, that's this messy gay man that's always coming. Like, that's what I don't give a fuck about what these bitch. You can say whatever you want to say about what dirty blood, whatever. Bitch, I already know. I already been around bitches. I experienced that in motherfucking high school. Bitch, don't nobody the nigga that I'm fucking and who they know where my blood is given. Bitch, I don't give a fuck what you say on the platform. But it's the idea that when I'm getting ready to eat your ass back publicly on this level, it's almost like, don't you do it, because then somehow I'm in the wrong. That's where I'm hung up on, and I don't.
Let me
like
tell you
that.
something. I don't care about that. Look, if you read me like that in public and you feel like I'm not going to come back with something, I'm coming back with something, and it doesn't really matter. Like, at that point, it does not matter whether you like it or not. It does not matter. You know, I feel like there's a certain type of woman that would say something like that. Of course, not all women. You know, I work in a profession with mostly women, so I've experienced all different kinds of women. I feel like it is a certain type of woman that is not as educated that will say something like that. And if you got the balls to say something like that, then please be ready for someone to say something back to you. That's just the motto that I operate off of. Like, when I shoot something back at somebody, because I know I can be a bit blunt sometimes, I'm ready for them to say something to me. I don't, oh my God, oh my God, oh no. Like, no, like, if I'm gonna be bold enough to say something to somebody, be ready for the response. It's a general rule. It should be a general rule.
So somebody said this. I think this is interesting. Everybody is too. First of all, let's go here. Somebody said everybody is too sensitive, and then somebody said Armand is hiding something. I'm not hiding a motherfucking thing. It's just not everybody's business, bitch. I know what kind of blood I motherfucking got. You know what I mean? And then so does the nigga that I'm fucking. You know what I mean? And you know, that's just what it is. But somebody said everybody is too sensitive. But when you say everybody, that's another thing. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to take that. Now, is it everybody's too sensitive? Is it everybody's too sensitive now that we're calling out the hypocrisy and the fact that you're able to say something, but I'm not? So now it's okay, just everybody's too sensitive.
Right.
Now it's okay. Now everybody, you guys are all wrong. No,
that's exactly
bitch,
what it is.
You were wrong when you started it. Now I'm about to finish it.
Yes. And the thing is,
also, a lot of times, though, you find that people that are directly connected to the culture in some kind of way, like the gay culture, they are a little bit more educated. So, like, if you have a woman that has a cousin that's gay, or a brother that's gay, or somebody that's walked that path, like, they have the education to know. So a lot of these women that make these kinds of comments don't have the education to know, or they haven't progressed past that high school mentality. Because I also had girls in high school that had things to say with no knowledge behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what's the first thing they say? That's attached to a gay dude. You know, it's ridiculous.
And see, and being on this platform, like I said, anytime, like, and I appreciate what you said, Miles, because you're like, we're in a commentary space. This is where we talk. And so anytime, and we talk about pop culture, celebrity news, women, things like that. And so it frustrates me because I get that a lot. Like, oh, you're always coming for women. You're always coming for women. And especially when I've known that there have been women who have came for me first. And I've responded. And then it's all of a sudden, I hate women. You know what I mean? Now, but I'm not out here trying to tell you what men I've come for, because, bitch, I get on this mic and I talk about everybody. But people pick and choose when to say, you know, these women. So I think my main point was, and we're going to let some women come on here because I know they want to get on here. My main point was, I felt like during that situation with Bobby Lights, what he said did not equal up for her to try to insinuate that he had AIDS or herpes or dirty blood or was ill or any of that. But what she did was she safeguarded herself by first saying she's tired of these men always coming for women. Like she was the black woman hero that was going to stand up for the black women that was always being dragged by these homosexual men.
That's the hypnosis. It's
which
like
was
they're on.
hitting the on button. She was hitting the on button for the homophobia.
She was hitting the trauma button.
Yeah, that was yes. I know I'm not fucking stupid. She was definitely doing that. So when she said that ignorant shit, there was no backlash because it was more like she had cheerleaders versus constructive criticism, like, or criticizers. She had cheerleaders like, go for it, get those gays. They're always coming for us. We're tired of it. Every last one of them.
And what's interesting to me is it seems like a lot of the women who come for gay men have a very masculine energy, or they're stepping into their masculine energy a lot of the times when they're coming for people. And it seems to me that the scales would be balanced if Bobby Lights did reply to her, because Tasha has a very masculine vibe about her
and a lot
masculine energy when she speaks. And Bobby's a feminine gay male, so that balances the scales. Raw Ali, she's a beautiful but tough looking, Jaguar Wright, tough looking bitch.
Tough.
A lot of them. I'm just saying. And we're in the space together. Who cares about gossip? Gay males and women. Like, what?
I mean, but baby, if you think about it, if you have a gay man on your side, we'll be able to vet out some of them men that are DL. I don't know why you would want to ruin that relationship, like, because there's plenty of women.
But
there's
not
plenty
all
of
women. So.
I know that, but I'm saying there's plenty of women that I'm friends with that I can help you suss out people instead of, But
like I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm not your gaydar.
But no, it's not every time. I feel like that also comes with who you are connected to and how open you are with that person. If that person understands who you are, you guys are going to have each other's back. Just like for women, there are certain things that, as a woman, they can help you to understand as a man when it comes to dating and relationships as being gay, like certain feelings and things like that. Like, women are always good for listening, and they're great for, helping you to understand your own feelings. And so if we just connect those things together and we work together as we probably should, because we both like men, that would help us both as opposed to separating ourselves.
My female relationships are very healthy. So I have not really come across these women,
but
I know they're out there because I see them on the internet. Like,
yeah, mine too.
They're very tough, so it's interesting. It's just interesting that it seems like it's a lot of the masculine women who have problems. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course I'm wrong. I'm sure there's lots of feminine women who have those same issues.
Well, I'm assuming,
like the city
Miles,
girls.
that you're friends with mature women.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's mature women that have education behind them. If they don't have education behind them, Google is a wonderful research tool. Use it. And you will learn that a lot of these things that people are saying about us are just stereotypes, are just prejudices. So use your tools, use your research. When you have those kinds of women around you, there's nothing to worry about. We work together.
And I guess what I'm trying to say with the whole masculine thing is if you're going to step into your masculine energy as a woman and come for a gay man, he's in his full right to step into his and do what he needs to do to defend himself. He doesn't need to hit you. I'm just saying, one of my good girlfriends did put her hands on me, and she was at the time much stronger than me, if you ask me. Bigger girl, bigger bones, stronger, put marks on me. But if I would have knocked her in the eye, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah,
but let me tell you a little quick story about that. Saturday, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know the full things about this. I don't know the full details, but one of my girlfriends, transgender, but clearly still transgender, whatever. She was out and about, and I guess her and Fish had got into it a week before. I don't know what the tea was. They had got into a little fight, altercation, whatever. They were back out Saturday night. My friend had ran into her. She like, hey girl, like, my trans friend was like, hey girl, like, what's the tea? Like, are you still mad about whatever happened last weekend or last week? And she like, no, it's no tea. So they kicking it. They sitting in the back of the car, my friend's car, they chilling, they smoking, whatever. Somehow they get into it. Fish starts fighting my friend starts fighting her back. So they're both fighting. Fish is hitting, my friend is hitting.
Ooh, she's a trans woman.
The girl pulls out a gun and shoots my friend in the face and kills her.
Oh my God.
Fish killed my friend. Blackfish shot her right in the face. So don't underestimate no bitch.
Okay.
Like, you'll gag. You can't underestimate nobody. So now my girlfriend is dead. Like, and I'm saying that, and I'm like, I'm still gagging. but like she's dead. And if you want, if you want to call it a man, whatever, a woman killed a man. Like, let's not act like women can't do damage.
Right.
I feel like if we just focus on some of our commonalities, that would make more sense. So, like, for instance, this past week, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I was dressed up in a real nice outfit. I felt really nice about myself. And so I'm parking in a parking space, and 3 guys basically catcalled me, and they're like, oh, I would F him in the ass. Like, that's literally what they said. So then I get out of my car and I'm like, who are you talking to me? Like, who are you talking to? Because for me, yes, I know how to keep myself calm, but at the same time,
yeah,
I'm
that's disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? You know, I thought I was cute in my little all white outfit or whatever. But anyway, I asked them.
He was giving fish.
And then they were like, yeah, right. That's probably what it was.
Wait.
And I've been running a little bit lately. So, you know.
Okay, it was probably tight. Had the booty up. Okay.
Had it sitting up.
Up and stuff.
No, but you know, I asked them or whatever, and they kind of looked at me and I looked at them and they drove off or whatever. But I went and talked to one of my friends about that, one of my female friends, and that's something we connected on, because they're like, you know, hey Sean, that happens to women a lot. You know, that is an uncomfortable feeling that they feel. And so in that moment, we connected. A straight cis woman and a gay man were able to connect, because that is a common thing that people go through. So I feel like if we focus on the commonalities, as you know, instead of the differences, we could really get somewhere, because that's a common thing.
Yeah.
But I think if we focus on the commonalities, like you said, that's how we get to the root of the issue, because the commonalities is the dick, and women already are competing with each other over dick. Black women, especially, they competing with white women and Armenian women, and then to add a man and a transgender into the mix.
That's really gonna do it.
That's really I don't really. So wait, now I gotta worry about the white women and the Armenian now I got and the trans and then the tranny and then a man.
Yo. Man.
But I'm telling you,
and then y'all 4 boys, y'all walking up here like y'all bad bitches. No, we're women. But you know, and our group, and I'm sure like on y'all group of friends, we don't be thinking about women, bitch. We're the bad bitches. Like, girl, I'm not worried about bitch. But I think they be feeling some type of way, like we still supposed to, in our private life, still supposed to be looking at them as the bitch. It's like, girl, I'm not thinking about fish in my real life.
No,
girl, like me and my crew, bitch, we the bad bitches. Like, y'all can have that in everyday life, but girl, I don't live my life thinking about women like that.
The way that I operate and the way that I think is that if a man wants you, or if somebody wants you, it doesn't matter who they throw in front of you, or what kind of sexuality, what kind of gender, whatever. If they like you, they like you. So there's no need to compete and claw your way to the top. Like, none of that matters. So why are we downing each other? Like, why are we saying all these nasty comments? I don't walk around saying nasty comments to women that like men. Why? Because I'm not worried about that. The person that wants me is going to want me. It does not matter. So I'm going to uplift people.
So this is what I'm saying. So like, I'm seeing comments like this. If that's the case, then sympathize with us. Sympathize with you for fucking what? So this is my problem. For fucking what? We're talking about a person that just said, why the fuck is it somebody worried about herpes and they're being called dirty fucking blood, and you're asking me to fucking sympathize with you? What the fuck am I sympathizing with you for? Bitch, sympathize with fucking me. Like, this is what blows me. It's not all about fucking black women. Like, it's like everything has to fucking revolve around that shit. Like, is the fucking point missing? What the fuck are we? This is the whole conversation. The fact that a person that has not said anything is literally being outed for maybe having a virus or not. But either way, it's a conversation now that's happening online for hundreds of thousands of people to guess and checking about. And you're telling me to sympathize with you for fucking what? Who's going to sympathize? I'm sympathizing for a fucking Bobby right now. That's the fucking victim, not black women. Like, this is the shit that fucking blows me. This is the shit that is selfish as fuck. It's selfish as fuck. This is why I created this show.
Bottom line though is we should care for people as people. Bobby is a person. It doesn't matter what he claims and what he says that he is a person. And so when a person jumps out the box like that and says something, you're a person first. So hey, that's rude, that's disrespectful. Like, hey, we don't need to say it's a person first, regardless of what they categorize themselves as. So like that was unfair, you know.
She just
but
sounds stupid.
That's crazy
blood.
because it's like, but then somehow it all, instead of talking about that, it goes back to sympathize with us. Are we missing the point that this man has been slightly outed to the world?
That's crazy.
Could you like this is what blows my mind. But this is why spaces like this are important, because guess what? We're not allowed to have a space. Yes. No one's supposed to feel bad. We're not supposed to be protected. We're supposed to do all the protecting, and then when we want protecting, then all of a sudden we're somehow delusional or hate a certain class of people. This is crazy. That's the shit that blows me.
I do feel like, and just to piggyback off of what we've been talking about from prior episodes, as far as like with transgender, I feel like the more that we begin to carve out who we are as a community in terms of like what gay men are, what we stand for, you know, that kind of stuff can be washed away, because people categorize all of us in an others box. So you're either straight or you're other. And so now we're getting into a place in society where people are starting to be categorized for who they actually are. And the more that we celebrate people individually, the more other races can have the opportunity, or not races, but genders can actually have the opportunity to understand, like, hey, this is our community. This is what we do. This is how we operate, you know? And I just feel like we need to get more into that space. And you got to educate yourself, regardless of if you're in that community or not, because no, I am not transgender. But don't you think I educate myself on transgender topics in that community? Yes, because I may encounter somebody that's transgender. And I feel like I need to know about that, you know, because they're people at the end of the day. We're all people. It doesn't matter. We're all people, and we need to show respect to each other.
I'm over here gagging because, you know, listen, last week I hated the transgenders. This week I hate black women. Okay, so we're going to bring people on. So come on here. You guys can come on. I've been dropping the link. So yeah. That's just my thing, y'all. That's just my thing. And that right there was it for me. Like, and it's not even for having sympathy for Bobby. It's sympathy for anybody that's going through a health issue, that's been trying to battle their mind mentally and trying to get over it. And then to have somebody like that viciously throw it in your face, not as if like, you know, it's not enough going through it daily. You know what I mean? You know, battling that demon of feeling like, damn, fuck, or, you know, regret or self-hate. You know what I mean? But then you got a person throwing it. So you could be a man, you could be a woman, you could be whoever. Anybody. So that's the issue. But because it was geared towards a gay man, nobody really gives a fuck.
Yep.
That's the real tea.
You're a human first. And even if that person was to have HIV or AIDS or whatever it is that you're presuming or thinking that this person has, you're right, Armand. That is a process that a person has to go through. I used to date somebody that went through those same, they have to go through their own issues. So blasting that person and making it public is not fair. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a woman or something else. It doesn't matter.
Hey, pretty, go ahead.
Hi, Armand. So I love your show. I watch it all the time, and I'm looking a mess right now. But I just wanted to get on here and just say one thing. I agree with everything you're saying. Tasha definitely didn't have to portray it the way she portrayed it, because, you know, that is kind of the notion everyone has about gay men. And I'm Jamaican, so I really don't have anything against, like, when you say black women and things like that. But because I am colored, I do just want to say, you know, I think white women sometimes are intimidated too. I mean, they go to the tanning bed, you know what I'm saying? Everything looks better in color. So I just feel like, you know, when you say certain things like black women are a little intimidated by you know, white women and things like that, like, not everyone is, you know what I'm saying? And I have a lot of gay friends. I prefer to hang with gay men, to be honest, for my own reasons. Nothing against women, but I just prefer to hang with gay men. So, you know, I just wanted to say, you know, that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but I do love your show, and I'm agreeing with everything you're saying.
I'm sorry that it hurt your feelings, because I mean, I wasn't talking directly to you. So at the end of the day, when I'm having these conversations, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm talking to the things that I see, the masses. So I'm talking to the leaders, the people with platforms, things that people are saying, and I do see these things. So because I don't see you saying them, doesn't mean that I'm talking to you. So it's not to you personally, but at the end of the day, just because you're not doing it doesn't mean that it's not happening. I remember I live this life every single day. So maybe I didn't have this experience from you, but I've had this experience, and it's my experience to tell. So if that hurt your feelings, I do apologize, but it wasn't towards you then. because I wasn't talking to you. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So if we have 650 people watching this right now, I don't know you guys all. I'm talking about the experience that I've had and the things that I see in the comment sections, or the leaders that are on YouTube. Your Kayas, your Jaguar Rides, your Tasha K's. No, so those are who I'm talking to. So if the shoe fits, wear it.
Right, absolutely.
If you're a part of their tribe, if you're in their comment sections with the shit, and if you're not.
Right. Okay, but
you know
what I
mean?
I like
you know if you're in the comment section with the bullshit or you're not. So if you're not in there, I'm not talking to you. When you see Tristan Thompson with a white woman, if you in there talking about I need all these fucking Kardashian, I hate these motherfucking white bitches. If you're in that comment section saying that or not, or if you in there like, oh, she looks so pretty. Which girl you are. You know which girl you are. Yes. You know what I mean? So as long as you know who you are, then when certain conversations are had, well, but she ain't talking to me.
But that's pretty girl support you, Armand. I love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Debonair, what's popping?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
You look like you got a lot to say.
They got the mic set up.
Great setup.
Well, I've been through this on YouTube before with this situation. And I'm like, when I saw the topic, I was like, man, because I watch From the Bushes all the time, but
okay.
This kind of stood out to me because I went through this on YouTube before. And it's like, with my channel, like it's Black women who support me too. And I'm reading the comments. Like they're like, oh, he's saying all Black women, all Black women, all Black women. That's not what you said. And it's like they crucify if you even comment on it. But then, those are your supporters. So of course you're not talking about all Black women. You're talking about the experiences that you've had. I got into a little scuffle with Black women on YouTube because they come for me sometimes. And so I'm like, who's talking about me? Is these Black? And I said the B word. It was like, oh, he's saying all Black women are the B word. I'm like, I never said that. You know what I'm saying?
Black B word.
For me, like I had to fight that battle for a very long time. But I'm just like, I never said all of most of my friends are Black women. And it's like, YouTube is social media is really weird. It's like, you have to watch what you say all the time. And, no matter how much you support them, if people have underlying issues with gay Black men, it comes out whenever they feel like you're talking about Black women, period. I think that conversation is really weird all in itself. And I like what you guys said about, the Black men thing. It's like, Black men ain't going to be battling with us because one, it's going to make them look like they're gay if they're heterosexual men. So they're not going to battle with us. Like, they're not going to come up and start talking trash about us because they're going to be like, well, why is he fighting with this gay dude? Have they been messing around or whatever? So we don't really have that battle for real.
Right.
Well, I think in general, it's important to check your traumas, and that's just in general. So when you know what your triggers are and you know what your traumas are and you have that sense of healing within yourself, certain things are not going to cause you to react and say a bunch of negative crap. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just like women, check your traumas. We also need to check our traumas as well.
Right.
But I feel like once you check those traumas and you're aware of what it is that's going on and what hurts you the most, it will stop you from saying things that make absolutely no sense, that are completely just prejudiced, that are completely rude, that are completely disrespectful. And that's just on a human basis, regardless of who you are.
Right.
And let me say this, because this is the when are y'all not Black men? I don't know what T.S. Madison said this best on the Breakfast Club, and I want to reiterate this very much so. I am not Black first,
right?
Queer second, bitch. I'm Black and queer at the same motherfucking time.
Yeah.
Period. I am gay today and I'm Black today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not one before the other. So respect me as both. So I don't understand. Like, I don't pick and choose. I used to feel like I had to do that. I don't do that. I'm me, bitch. I'm Black and I'm gay together. So there is no when are you Black. I'm Black right now and I'm also gay. Be very clear on that.
I think people misconstrue that all the time because they have, that's the conversation that's always being had. It's almost like what's the other trans person that went on the Breakfast Club before T.S. Madison?
Flame Monroe.
It's like Flame Monroe and then T.S. Madison going on there. Like, they gave two different types of energy. And in reality, as a gay Black man, like I don't separate the two. I was gay. I know I was gay from elementary school, like in kindergarten. As a Black man, I feel like that's how it always was. So I never try to separate that. And I feel like us having those conversations that confuses a lot of people. I also think as a gay Black man, like we don't always have all the understanding of all the other letters of the LGBTQIA plus community. We know what we experience as gay Black men, but it's a learning process when it comes to the other letters of the community. So when we're asked questions about stuff like that, like we can't give all the answers. You got to talk to somebody from that letter of the community.
And see, that's part of the reason why we should separate that community to have their own platform so that they can have their own representation and their own ability.
Too much. Y'all doing too much now.
No, it's the truth. No, what you're doing is putting yourself into a corner. Yeah. Why is that too much? We can't be more. We can't expand it more. We have to put ourselves in
just like somebody can come to you as a gay
like
person or come to the next person as a
LGBT.
No,
let me tell you something. If somebody gave me let me tell you something. If somebody gave me the opportunity to highlight myself as a gay Black man as compared to being a white gay gay man, I would take that opportunity.
Talk about it, Sean.
I am a gay Black man.
On, Cindy.
That is a different struggle. That is a different struggle than a white gay man. It's different. I would take that opportunity.
And many times when there's that LGBTQ, when you have the babies and the Dave Chappelle, and whenever there's these phenomenal or these phenoms of like this LGBTQ conversation, it's never representation of any of us up here. Right. It's always the white gays. Mm-hmm. So, but then guess who gets who gets the flack for that? When we come onto YouTube to our predominantly Black audiences as Black creators. We do.
What's sad though is I feel like we miss the commonality because Black women live in a double negative, which is for one, they are Black and they are women. That is just, as far as being a double negative, not to me, but in the sense of society. As far as being a gay Black man, we also exist in that double negative. We are gay and we are also Black men. So let's find the commonality. I just don't understand that aspect of things. Get over your traumas and let's work together so that we can actually, accomplish something and get people to recognize our differences. Part of the reason why I feel like we should all have our own separate standings is that there are differences. Just like Debnair said, there are differences. We don't know what people in the trans community go through because I'm not trans. I can't sit up here and talk about trans issues because I am not trans. Why not give that person the ability to speak for themselves on their platform? And as a cousin,
that's what they are doing anyway.
Wait.
No, they're speaking
as a cousin.
Okay, come on.
I'm going to support you.
Okay, let's let Cindy talk. Okay, go ahead. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, hey. Welcome back. I'm loving the new season. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Cindy.
Cindy, you've been here before.
Yes,
definitely.
I just look a mess. I ain't trying to be on camera next time. I'll call in the future. But I just wanted to come on and say that I really think this conversation we're having is very important, and it's an issue within our community, definitely a divide between Black women and gay Black men. And that's because a lot of the spaces that we're in are together. We're in these same spaces, whether it comes to fashion, entertainment, in these spaces. Like, for example, Armand, let's say, I would say 85% of your content is talking about specifically women, specifically Black women. And yes, that's because that's the space you occupy. That's the space in entertainment that you are an expert. That's your expertise, right? That's where you give commentary. So naturally, if these celebrities or anything, you would have something to say about their life because you give commentary, right? So it looks like you're always coming for women in that aspect. And that's what a lot of Black women, I think, sometimes don't understand. It's like men, like gay men in these spaces, they are going to talk about Black women because they're surrounded, that y'all share the same spaces, so it does. And then it can look like, oh, they're only attacking us specifically, they only got something to say about us specifically, when and I've heard this before too. Some Black women would say that they're emulating us, so what gives them the right to critique us? They're saying we're the blueprint, right? Black women are the blueprint, and we're allowing gay men to be this space. That's what
and
they're
that also comes from an ignorant standpoint, because no one is trying to be a Black woman. When you begin to separate the LGBTQ plus dynamic, everybody goes to their own path. So there are gay men maybe that want to be women. That's for transgender. But we as gay people don't want to be anything other than what we are. I feel like when you separate those and you allow people to live in their spaces, people that are cisgender can learn that stuff, because we don't all belong in the same box, you know. And the more that we begin to separate ourselves in the sense of fighting over stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. Because just like with Black people, you know, there's light-skinned Blacks and dark-skinned Blacks. At the end of the day, what are we? Blacks. We're all humans.
Yeah, I do want to say the whole thing about the whole Tasha K situation. I'm neither a fan or know much about her, but I do understand what a little bit of her perspective on what she's trying to say about gay men when they're specifically talking about Black women. Because to keep in mind, there is still a patriarchy upon the fact that, you know, Black women are, you know, we are women as well, but we are we are Black, but we're also women, and there is a patriarchy, and there is something called misogynoir. I think that's how you say misogynoir.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, I notice that, yes, in this is from personal experience, that yes, gay Black men do have the most to say about Black women, especially when it comes to, you know, things that are specifically synonymous with femininity or something in that way, whether it's what she's wearing, her hair, her dress, or this thing. Black gay men do have a lot to say and bring that energy towards women. And we have to also understand that women are already sensitive because of misogyny, because of the patriarchy, when it comes to men just speaking in general about anything that has to do with the woman.
So what prevents that type of woman from being sensitive enough, since they're already sensitive, to be sensitive?
No. Before
wait. To be sensitive enough to actually connect to that and understand that it hurts us just like it hurts y'all. So why can't we connect in that sense? If you're sensitive, be sensitive enough to know that just like it hurts you, it hurts us as well. So why are we separating? Why don't we just work together? We all like men, don't we? Like, I don't understand.
Not the point. The thing is, like, the real issue, you know, above all of this is, you know, men, of course, straight men, right? They are the pinnacle of, you know, in society.
The patriarchy, yes.
The patriarchy. But men in general, there is a difference and there is a separation there when it comes to, yes, you guys do occupy the spaces and we share the same space when it comes to certain things in entertainment and fashion and all of that. But at the same time, women are critiqued harder. Women do have certain things in that space that when a man says it, it comes across as harsher. It comes
critiqued harder about what?
Okay, but then
hold on. Can I please get this out? Can I please get this out?
Being gay. You get discredited as a man being gay. Once
you're gay, people
that are cisgender, people that are cisgender, they take that card away from us. They automatically make us feminine because we're gay.
First of all, a lot of the times, even in the spaces, women get put in the spaces because we're not allowed to be in front of the camera because we're gay. So we actually, which goes to my point, if let's just say that is the case, we're critiquing you, we're doing all these things too. We do that because we're in those spaces, and that's what happens. Just like women critique other women, women drag other women. Why is that not a problem? Because you're women? Okay, whatever. Okay, but let's be very clear here. Just as much as we're critiquing and we're doing all of those things, just as well as all that's okay, we're also the ones that's giving the lingo, making sure you're fly as hell, being the shoulder to cry on,
but
doing the hair, doing the fashion, bigging you up.
I believe we borrow from
hold on. No. She's not going to do that because she said what she said. At the end of the day, girl, gay men, first of all, some of these women wouldn't be hot if there wasn't gay men bigging them up all damn day. Women ain't the ones bigging each other up like this. It's the gay men. It's for these celebrities. Guess what? Guess who's behind these celebrities? A gay man. So if it's good for us to be your cheerleader, your handbag, your lingo, we prop you up. We tell you how sickening you are. Yes. We buy your merchandise. We buy into all your shit that you're selling. If we don't like something, damn it, I can say I don't like that. Damn it, I can say that's not cute. And that's not me dragging you. That's bullshit.
Gay men truly worship women.
That's
And-
The
bullshit.
way they want to
And I
be.
think
That's
that-
why that girl's friends with gay men only.
My
That's
experience.
bullshit.
I think what she said too, like we can flip that around too, because there are Black women who do the same thing to gay Black men. Like that energy that you said that, you know, gay Black men have towards Black women, there's Black women who have that same energy towards us. And we have to eat it, because if we say the one thing wrong, like it spreads like wildfire, and it's like we hate Black women. But when Black women do it to us, it's not like y'all hate all Black gay men. Like we don't get that y'all don't get that stigma that we get.
It's because I'm not too familiar, because I'm not a part of these Black women who have that thought process. I haven't been around a lot of these Black women who have this thought process. I've always been accepting of like understanding and knowing knowledge more about, like, I'm not, my point is that I don't know of these Black women you speak of that much of. I have seen homophobia take place, whether it's to a Black man or a black woman. I've seen that take place within our community, and I know, of course, is very prevalent. But I'm saying in terms of the whole Tasha K situation, when it comes to gay men specifically having smoke for Black women, that tends to be a lot of the times true. Yes. And I've seen in places
Cindy,
where black straight men have been homophobic to gay men, and the same smoke is not there. It's not. It just isn't. And I've seen.
Okay, but see, okay, and so Tasha K literally did her. Oh, sorry, Cindy, but Tasha K literally did her job, because she got you here with 700 people saying that. So let me ask you this: what smoke did Bobby Lights give her that warranted her to go on her platform and call him dirty blood, and then interview a man and insinuate that he had HIV and herpes and unclean blood, but all because he said he hoped that Cardi B wins the case?
I don't support that behavior. I think she's absolutely wrong. I'm saying her perspective and like that little statement that she said, but I think she's wrong about bringing up HIV stigma and saying homophobic things in general. That's wrong. We shouldn't be doing that too. We shouldn't be doing that.
But what I'm asking is, do you see how she used it to gaslight? Because now what you're saying, let's just go with, okay, I can understand your point. I'm not even going to discredit your point, but my thing is, you're using her as a catalyst because you understand what she's saying, but she used that to push that dirty narrative. What you're saying and what she did are two totally different things, because she used that trauma that issue that, you know, Black women have with gay men, feeling like, you know, men are always coming for them. She used that as a way to get you to be, not you perspective per se, but you to be on her side for when she comes out and says this nasty, dirty, because yet you have not said anything about how nasty the fuck that was for her to say, call him dirty blood. But the first thing that came out of your mouth was you understood where Tasha K was coming from. But
no,
yes,
I think
she understands the perspective.
But
she doesn't
okay, she understood. Yeah, she understood the perspective. But the fact that was the first thing she said,
because we're
Tasha
having
K did her job.
Conversation. We're having this is
I
pushing
get
the
what you're saying, Armand.
conversation forward.
Tasha K did her job. That was the first thing she said, is you understand her perspective. Fuck her perspective on that, because that's a moot point.
It
because
was no
that's secondary.
real good point in what the fuck she did.
No, because what she did was outrageously disgusting, and that should have been addressed first. Then her perspective could have been addressed secondly.
Black woman. That is
she understands the
Black
perspective
woman.
of
not
Black women in general,
and a lot of Black women. We do not.
But again,
the way it's been coming across is like generalization a bit. You know,
I don't give a fuck how it's been coming across, because it's not a generalization. Are you in the comments cheering her on? Then I'm not talking to you. Like either you're a part of that or you're not. Like, stop taking offense to shit if it's not has nothing to do with you. I don't understand that. I don't take offense to shit that has nothing to do with me.
But a lot of people watch your platform. A lot of people.
But what I'm saying is, but no one is going to get up here and tell me that I cannot. When I'm on here every day and I'm in the shade room comments and I'm on the neighborhood talk and I'm in the blogs and I'm on Kaya's comments, I'm in Tasha K's live, and I see these Black women hashtagging dirty blood and gay this and gay that. These gays need to get over it. That doesn't mean I'm talking to you, Cindy. This means I'm talking to the collective that are participating in this narrative. Mm-hmm. Because I see it. Just because you're not maybe seeing it doesn't mean that I don't. I'm a content creator. Remember, never forget, I just talked about how it happened to me when I defended Summer Walker against Jaguar Wright. I got dragged in my comments. Do you not remember there was a time where there was a woman who outed 2 gay men for sleeping together in where was South Carolina or St. Louis? They killed her.
Oh yeah, they killed her.
And I said she kind of got what she asked for because she went out and publicly blasted them people on the internet on video. And everybody said that I was wrong for that. You cannot do that. So my thing is this. I'm not saying it was you, but I'm a content creator. I do this every day. I read my comments. I know what's being said to me. So you may not read my comments, but I don't give a fuck if you read my comments. I know what's being said to me. So I'm going to say how I feel because it's there.
Armand, but I do want you to understand before I do go, I do want to understand the same way you feel that you are Black and gay at the same time is the same way Black women are Black and women at the same time. And yes, when a lot of men are speaking about specifically where like Black women share spaces, they are going to feel certain types of way because it's coming from a man, period, regardless of if you're gay. Because you're gay, it doesn't make you a woman, like you said. It doesn't
You guys could talk to us about certain other things.
Huh?
You ladies can talk to us about certain other things, but when it comes to a conversation with some friction in it, it's off limits.
No,
because we're men, but we can talk about your boyfriends and you could vent to us.
That's no, we
can talk about your pussies and you having sex and stuff like that with your boyfriend, but we can't criticize you on how you look.
That's not what
I'm
trying to say.
And that goes back to security because a lot of the
or we can say how sickening they are, how pretty they are, how oppressed they are, and how we should put them first. A lot of the women that
I'm around are secure, so that kind of behavior doesn't happen. We can have mutual conversations because we are all secure,
that's bullshit.
And we are, you know, like there's a difference.
My best friend is a gay man, so I'm talking.
I know we're not talking about you, Cindy, but you saying, okay, yes, we do share spaces, but also, you know, that's one of the reasons why we're the ones going at it with each other. Doesn't that kind of negate what the perspective you're trying to bring forth?
But no one is addressing when I keep saying about the patriarchy and misogyny within. No one is talking about that.
Because it's real. It's part of the reality.
Let's address patriarchy. So what do people compare patriarchy to? Masculinity. So wait, I'm not done. So whenever somebody connects patriarchy to masculinity, whenever a person defines themselves as gay or otherwise, what do people naturally do? They take away the masculinity. We are both a double negative. So we can acknowledge each other as opposed to putting one over the other. So when we're sitting here talking about, oh, well, I'm a woman and patriarchy, yes, they take patriarchy away from us because we are gay men. There's a commonality there.
No, I can't be here and there are white cis male gay people. They're gay men out here, and then they get to say, you're allowing everybody to say that they take our patriarchy away just because they say we're gay. No, it depends on, like you said, how you present. All gay men are different. There are different gay types of men. There are more masculine presenting like yourself, and there are more feminine gay men. So you can't just say that masculinity gets taken away.
It doesn't matter. But it does not matter how we present. Away from us. Once a person categorizes themselves as gay, the masculinity is gone.
It's gone.
And that comes from people from the outside trying to categorize people within the community. That's where it comes from. So it doesn't matter how I present. It's the fact that I'm saying, no, it does not matter how I present. It's the fact that I'm saying that I'm gay. Somebody from outside the community is going to snatch my masculinity away regardless. All of us are different on this panel, but all of us have probably had our masculinity attempted to be snatched away just because of the fact that we're gay.
And I think one of y'all said something about like us having this double thing, but we have a triple thing as a gay man. We have to fight with Black men, Black women, and then we are gay. Like those are 3 different things. So as the Black community, I mean, even marching for all the stuff that was happening during COVID, for the the Black Lives Matter thing, and I had to dumb it down to the fact that Black Lives Matter don't mean Black lives really matter. It's about police brutality. Black lives don't really matter for that movement. It's about police brutality. Because when you're out marching for Black people and Black people are saying, yo, you don't belong here because you're gay and Black.
Talk about it.
They don't our blackness disappears for a lot of people when we come out as gay or other letters of the LGBT. So here, like this conversation, like it's something that I love talking about because it's like, as Black people, like as a whole, we are so divided. You know, Black men stand at the top of this totem pole, then there's Black women, and there's everybody else that falls up underneath that totem pole. And we're able to celebrate, but we're not able to critique. You know what I'm saying? We're not able to be who we want to be around Black people. We have to code switch when we're around certain type of people. Coming from our family, our friends, and all that stuff. But Black women and Black men don't have that same experience that we have when it comes down to our life. You know what I'm saying?
And then let's not talk about the white LGBT. We're not accepted there either. Be very clear.
Right. And Black people think that because we're
Trust me, I understand.
we have all the rights in the world, but Black gay people, we still sit at the bottom of the totem pole in the LGBT.
Listen, let me just say something real quick. This is a gay man platform, and I understand that. I come here to educate myself. That's why I am here, right? I can relate to every experience, but I come here to understand, and that's the best we can do when we're talking about real allyship. What I'm saying is, I'm coming on this platform because we are having a topic that involves Black women, and I just want to let you, because there are no Black women on this panel, not till we came on, me and Lisa, but just to give you a perspective on where potentially that kind of mentality can come from, even though you guys don't feel like it has anything to do with anything. It does definitely.
No, I agree. I'm just at a point where I'm be honest, I don't care to talk about that first because I feel like I'm always addressing the Black women issue first. And the thing was, she was a bad example for me because what she did was vile to that guy. And I feel like that should have been addressed first. And I feel like as gay men, we're always taught we have to address the women issue first, the women, everybody, and then your issues get pushed to the side. You know what I mean? It's just like, we can address the patriarchy and the misogynist, but can we address the fact that a gay man never can respond because he didn't do anything for her to say that shit. He did not do anything for her to come at him like that. But I feel like that has to be secondarily addressed. And that's my problem.
It shouldn't be directed to just Black women. It's also straight men too. They perpetuate this behavior and they
So then my question is, wait.
Let me write it. No, because she brought up Tasha K. No, it is directed to Black women because Tasha K's with who your girl, the one
I said it should be directed to both.
No. But what she said was these gay men are always coming for Black women.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. So if we're going to use her as a reference point, let's use it all the way around.
And I just explained why she may think that way. Because yes, a lot of gay men, gay Black men too, occupy spaces where they do dominate.
And a lot of Black women feel like their issues are the only issues that are important.
What is a lot of gay Black men? Because like where does this representation come from gay Black men? Because from
we got to let Shadira and Lisa go.
Yeah.
Shadira, let's go.
Experience, like I know the gay men around me, I know we support Black women a lot. Like I think the most hurtful thing, like even here,
not in my experience. No offense, not in my experience.
No. I'm saying from my experience.
At least we know what vantage point you're coming from because you said that you weren't supported by gay Black men, so naturally your mind is going to separate.
No, it's not. It's not that I wasn't.
You just said
men in general, Black men in general.
And so you already
there are statistics. There are certain things you can read upon about the history of
Black women. I'm very researched. What I'm saying to you is you're operating off of your personal experience, which is subjective. We're having an objective conversation. When you're speaking from subjective, you're discounting all of your facts.
But I've said a lot of things that are objective. I'm not speaking.
But you're speaking from a subjective place. You're speaking from a subjective place where you have had experiences where Black men are not supportive of you. If I see you, Cindy, I'm going to support you because you are a Black woman. But if you see me, you're going to separate things because I am a gay Black man and we go through different struggles. How fair is that?
But that's not true. That's not what I'm saying. I did not say that. And then that's not what I'm saying.
But you're coming on this platform speaking as if you are supporting someone that is trying to separate us. How fair is that?
I'm not supporting Tasha K, nor did I support her homophobic sayings about dirty blood and all of that is absolutely wrong. I'm saying because you guys are having a conversation about Black men, about gay Black men, versus and black women having a divide, I came to add a perspective because that's what we should be having.
Well, first of all,
discourse.
City, I appreciate you. Like, listen, I'm glad that you're here doing this because you're holding your own and you're talking. Whether I agree with you or not, I'm glad that you came. So I want you to know that. Like, don't take it like that.
Yeah, don't. I mean, it's a
Shadira,
conversation.
go ahead.
I hear you, Stevie. I hear you.
Okay, so what I came to ask was like, what about the women who are like pick me's? And by pick me's, I mean like, okay, I've had exes. Like one of my best friends is gay. I watch you, Armand. I watch other gay male YouTubers, right? I had a boyfriend that would be like, damn, you always watching all these faggot ass niggas. Like, all you watch is gay niggas. Like, your best friend gay, you always bringing that nigga around. This gay, that gay, this gay, that gay. Have you ever thought about the women who feel like they have to like to please their man? They're like, okay, well, I guess I just won't have gay friends anymore. I guess I just won't watch gay YouTubers. I guess I just won't because my man don't like that. Even though I don't have a problem with people being gay, I'm not viewing him as gay. I'm viewing him as a YouTuber that I like. I'm viewing this person as my friend. Like just because he's gay, that's not why we connected. We connected because we connected. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of pick me black women who may be jealous, maybe all the things that y'all are saying, but I feel like there's also a lot of them that are like scared to like say like, I don't care about nobody being gay. That's my friend. I don't care that Armand is gay. I watch him. I don't care about these other YouTubers being gay. I watch them. I don't care about this. I don't care about this, that. I don't care about the clothing designer, but they are scared to say that because their man might have a lot to say. How do y'all feel about that? Or a man or family member, daddy.
That's their household. Honestly, I feel like I can't say much because that's their household. If they want to fall in line with what their husband's beliefs are, that's them. That's them to do.
Right.
I don't take offense to that.
But at the same time, I do feel like it is like something that is generational within the black community a lot of times, you know, so it's not surprising. But I mean, if that's what they choose to do, it is that woman's choice whether or not they want to follow behind that or not. You know, it's their personal choice.
Factual. So I just really wanted to know how y'all felt about that. And then the other thing about Tasha K saying what she said, I feel like, I don't know, I know this is going to sound real childish, but y'all know how there was that rumor going around about Tasha K's husband being gay and him fooling around in Atlanta. Why do I sometimes feel like that's true? Because she has so much animosity towards gay men. Like, I guess I'm just a black woman. I just don't feel it. I ain't never had a gay man come at me and be like, girl, you're not cute or whatever, you know, any type of thing like that. Like I've never had, you know, issues.
Well, Shadir, I don't even and I don't even want to give Tasha K all the credit because you've been with me for a long time. So you know you've been with me in and out. So you've seen the Jaguar shit, you've seen the Kaya shit. So it's not even Tasha K per se. So when people say you mean all women, I'm talking about these content creators, these women with platforms that garner hundreds of thousands of views that when they get upset with a gay man, they push that, and then you see these women in the comments. When Kaya was doing that stuff about TS, you know they in here touching on little boys. You know how them gay men and them sissies and punks and queers molesting kids. They was in there. So for these women in here to be acting like I'm just generalizing, it's bullshit. Because you know Kaya was over there saying that calling her molesters and pedophiles. You know that Tasha K tried to say that Perez Hilton was after he was showering, washing his kid's ass. He had on clothes, and she tried to insinuate because he was in the bathtub with his goddamn kids, he was touching them boys. That's bullshit to try to act. And then there was women in those comments. Yeah, you know how them gays be. You know how them gays be. And so to act like that shit is not happening is bullshit, and that's really pisses me off.
It is bullshit.
But Armand, we gotta address homophobia around the
multiple
board.
times. I've had to come and say like I don't understand why women are acting like that. Every time Armand brings this up, that he's talking about everybody. I don't know how many times I've called in and said like I'm not offended because you're not talking to me. I don't feel any type of way because gay men don't make me feel a type of way. I love y'all. I don't care what you do. Like, that's not my business. If I connect with you on a personality level, that's just what it is. I have my views on other things, but it's my business and that's your business, what you do. So I just can't ever find myself to be in a space being offended about somebody saying what's actually happening and then assuming that they're talking about everybody here. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I just don't have any feelings about any of it. It's hard for me to get so worked up about other people's lives whether they take dick or give it or don't. It's really hard for me to get worked up about that. It doesn't really make sense to me. Like, it's not my life. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make me money. It doesn't fill my belly. It doesn't do anything. So that's really what it is for me. It just doesn't make sense to be so upset.
When you have people with platforms with hundreds of like 5-10,000 people on live, and those get hundreds of thousands of views, you can't try to act like that's a small group of people. Then it goes trending, and then it's on all over the blogs, and then you have thousands of comments in the blogs where people are, Madison wasn't there touching them little boys, and you have bloggers doing that. You got the Michelle Browns perpetuating these ATM. I mean, let's not act like there's not women out here that's pushing that. So I'm not talking directly to, woman here, everybody in the comments. No, I got my girls, like Miles said earlier, my female relationships we're good. But I'm also here on the internet too. So when I see something like that, when a person talks about dirty blood and this, that, and the third, and the first thing that gets brought up is, well, gay men, they do kind of come for women all the time. Hold on, baby. Let's talk about how the fact she just came for this man. And what if he would have talked about how she was molested and raped and all this by her family members? Then
that goes back to being a human first. As a human, we should not disrespect each other like that. So dirty blood shouldn't even came out. Like, that's a human to human kind of thing.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you are.
Okay, go ahead, Lisa. Sorry, Lisa.
See, no, I'm just listening. This is the problem why we cannot get anywhere as a people. Now, I'm going to generalize this and I'm going to bring it on back.
That might sound good, girl.
Thanks, babe.
It does. It sounds real crisp.
This was $100 to do for you. Okay, anyway. Listen, this is why we can't get anywhere. Because the minute we have a real conversation about anything, you get everybody with their panties in a bunch, and they want to get all upset. We got a bunch of ugly steps. We got a bunch of people trying to put shoes on that don't fit. Okay, a hit dog or holler. Sometimes what happens is you might have this in the back of your mind, but you don't want to, and subconsciously, but you don't want to speak on it. And maybe you don't. But can we at least have a real conversation? We don't have to go talking about white men, black men, cisgendered, this, that, and the third. You know why? Because here are examples of women black women that have made these statements. Period. End of conversation. Yes. Full stop. Stop trying to deflect. Stop trying to say, oh, but they did. Was you the same person? And when your brother did something or you did something, you tried to blame your brother or your sister for it? No, you did it. So let's stop it with that bullshit. I'm sorry. Oops, sorry, my bad. I'm heated. My blood pressure up because I'm sick and tired of this conversation. We do this all the time. We want to act like as black women. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I just feel like it is referring to me, like what you're saying, because I'm the one who brought up like cis white men.
No, sweetheart. No. Okay, see, here we go again, baby.
But
don't
they're
put
all
your
relevant.
On it. Don't fit
I
your
just
foot.
have to say.
It don't fit your foot, so stop trying to put it on.
No, go ahead.
I've been sitting here watching all these comments in the chat, sweetheart. Okay, it's in the chat. And everybody, Armand's taking this personal. Why are they taking this so personal? Why they this? Why the generalization? I'm not part of this group. Okay, if you're not part of the group, then you don't need to comment on it. If you are really that upset about what's being said, click DF off. Okay, but we are grown folks here, want to have a grown folk conversation about someone that is out of order. Dirty blood is out of order. Herpes B is out of order. Stop trying to make everybody that you don't like, and I'm not talking about you, Cindy, so please do not put the shoe on. It don't fit you, baby. Now, stop trying to make everybody that you don't like, all of a sudden, if they're gay, they got to be a molester or a pedophile or this. That's not right, and that's not fair. And we need to stop it, because let me tell you something. Yes, folks in cisgendered relationships that have an uncle, Tom, Dick, and Harry come around and they messing with your kids, but you real quick to say not to believe the kids. You real quick to believe the man. Let's stop it.
Lisa, let me ask you a question, because I know specifically the podcast was started because of this whole thing, Tasha K.
Yes, ma'am.
Or this is about what Tasha K brought, but we're talking about a general problem within our community. I'm not specifically talking about just Tasha K. I'm deriving from experiences and from everything. Basically, when it's named Black women versus black gay men, when there is no actually, we're not competing and we're not fighting. We should be working together. And the thing is that we have to have these conversations to get to the bottom of it, where we can become actual allies to push for change, to push.
Baby girl, I don't have a problem with having the conversation.
But I'm saying,
What I have a
Toxic K
problem,
said
hold
about
on,
dirty
sweetheart, because
blood
you didn't
is
hear me.
wrong.
You didn't hear me.
Okay.
My problem is that when we start to have said conversations, the first thing that happens is you get a bunch of people that say, not me, not me, stop generalizing, stop attacking, stop that. So we can't have a conversation if you're going to if people, not you specifically, if people are automatically going to get offended because we're simply talking about what's happening. This is a thing. And I'm tired of us being willing and ready and able to give us a pass because of what has happened historically or whatever. At what point are we going to start to decide to say, I am not defined by my past. I am not defined but by the past. I choose to do better. And I'm no longer going to use society or history as a crutch and a reason for bad behavior. This is what I'm saying.
But Lisa, we lose the context of the history and where these things stem from are very relevant to the general conversation. When we're talking about misogyny within the Black community in general, both male and female alike, there is a huge problem. I'm not negating the fact that there is a huge problem with Black homophobia. I understand that. I mean, but what we need to also understand is that if we're going to have conversation, we got to, on a platform where there's a lot of people, we got to make sure it's nuanced and it comes
No, we have to not time for nuance. We got time for real, baby. I'm tired of nuance. I'm tired of pussyfooting around the conversation.
It's not, we're
I'm
just going to
tired
be
of dancing.
fighting. We're just going to be
You,
fighting.
sweetheart, let me ask you something. I don't mean to be ageist or anything. How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 24.
Okay, let me tell you something. All my kids are older than you. So let me tell you what happened to me in the 80s. Okay. I attended Northwestern University on an academic scholarship, not because I could run well, on an academic scholarship. Okay. So here I am amongst other soon to be well-educated Black women, young Black women. We are told that we as Black women have to marry down. We have to, it doesn't matter if the athletes are out here running around skiing. You know what I'm saying? That we had to hold the race down. Okay, it was our responsibility. So we had to marry the bus driver, and there's nothing wrong with being a bus driver. There's nothing wrong with being a garbage man. My point to the matter is this: is I have a little bit more history on you as to far as how I have been told it was my responsibility to hold the race down. Okay, point blank. Period. The man could do whatever he wanted to. It didn't matter. Didn't matter. He could do whatever. So I have I'm 53 years old. I have 3 grown children and 2 grandchildren. I got the history down. My mother was abused. My grandmother was abused. I got the history with the Black man and the misogyny. My point is still this. Regardless of all that, at what point do we stop being hurt and start being healed?
I think this just piggybacks
when
off
there's
of
change.
That's right.
off of the
Then
fact
you got to be the change you want to be.
Got to be the
That's
change
my
you want
whole
to see.
point.
I think a lot of what we're saying just has to do with us trying to prioritize what needs to be changed first, as opposed to just allowing things to be changed in general. Like we shouldn't have to prioritize, oh, we need to take care of Black women now, and then gay men later, and then trans after. No, like we should all work together to change that as a whole, because we are all the minority, regardless of what we're speaking about on this panel. We're all minorities.
Exactly. And that's my point, is that when it comes up, it comes up. We deal with the problem as it comes up, and we stop saying bad behavior and excusing bad behavior because of this, that, and the third. No, baby girl, how about not you, Miss Tasha? Maybe you need to go get healed first and deal with what you got going on over there before you come out and continue to hurt other people.
Okay. Can I come in here, Amon?
Go ahead, dear.
Okay, I would
Hey,
like to say
brother.
first, how y'all doing? I would like to
Good,
say
How you doing?
Tasha K is totally out of order and very disrespectful, and I've had enough of her. At first I had sympathy that Cardi B was bleeding her bank account. But now I see why. Because Bobby Lights do not have the money to take her behind the court, then he should take her page. And the reason why I say it, Bobby Light advertised himself on his gorgeous looks, his style, and everything else. For her to insinuate something so cruel or whatever, this man's business is disgusting. And enough is enough. I want to step up for the American black woman right now. I'm not going to have nobody saying that the American black woman don't have the gay men black back, because that's totally wrong. Because and another thing about being gay, losing masculinity, I beg to differ, baby. Because when I had problems at my door, I had two beautiful people that labeled them. I don't like labels. I don't label people gay, bi. I don't like that. I judge people by the context of their actions. You understand? If you're a decent person, I love you for who you are. You understand? I love the way Miles' style is gorgeous. I love the way Iman's style is gorgeous. I love all y'all style gorgeous. You understand? And handsome. Handsome. I call it GQ. You understand? I want people that label themselves gay to know the real definition. It means happy and free. Demons changed that word. Look it up, baby. Demon changed that word. Happy and free. Let me tell you something. They accuse Jesus Christ of being gay because he rolled with all of his brothers. They had to sleep together when they was hiding in caves and everything from being killed. You understand? So the Pharisees, let's label them so everybody can start hating them. But
okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick, because I think the Tasha K piece, let's move. That was the catalyst of it. But I think the bigger thing was in that piece. I feel like she gaslit a certain sector, not all,
a triggered sector of people,
a triggered sector of black women to support her while she spewed that rhetoric. That's what I'm trying to get to. So
I'm gonna tell you,
hold on, because naturally, if she had just said that about maybe you or Lisa or Jaguar Wright, you would have canceled her. But because she said it about but because she said it about a gay man, the load was lightened. It was the conversation then turned into, well, you can't change how a person responds. So my thing was, what she led with, and this is the problem, what she led with is those black gay men are always attacking us black women. And that's what I want to talk about. Why do women always think that gay men are out to attack them? Because we don't agree.
That's not true, Aman. Just because of that ignorant, don't let Tasha K be a representation for black women, because she's not. She's a representation of ignorance. And anybody ignorant can follow her.
Okay, so it's not just Tasha K. Kaya did the same thing. Jaguar Wright did the same thing. So that's what I'm saying. It happened to me many times. Jaguar Wright just did it. Kaya did it. I mean, it's women just in general do that.
That be hating. Y'all see, and ignorance is two different things. Okay, people hating on your channel, how good you've done. You understand? But what I want people to know, this is what I want people to know. Stop accusing people that label themselves as they want you. I can't stand that for heterosexual men to think that men that label themselves want they ass, because they don't. Because people that label themselves are so finesse and unique and child please, so picky and funny and fly and flamboyant. They don't want the next person. You understand? And all of this molestation, it will come from a heterosexual, a person that call themselves that, before it will ever come from a person that's calling themselves a label. Because let me tell you something about the black woman. This black woman right here have defended, because I deal with a lot of people with that fake ass religion that don't represent no God, turning people against people that label themselves gay. Okay, I've defended, like, stop trying to judge people that label themselves as they will be a pedophile, as they have AIDS. That heterosexual got more AIDS than a person that label themselves ever will have.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. Okay, so we're gonna do it quick. Okay, so let's do Nita, then we're gonna go Copeland, and then we're gonna go Morgan, and then we're gonna wrap because we getting there. So come on, let's hit it, Nita.
Okay, Armand. First of all, I want to tell y'all I love this show.
Thank you.
Second of all, I want to. What is all that crunching noise in
Who's
the
crunching?
background? Yeah, somebody's crunching in the
Everybody
background.
mute their mic. Okay.
I hope it's not
It was
me.
Lisa. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, Armand, I wanted to ask you, what do you think your experience with certain Black women, like, because I know you were cool with Tasha K and, you know, Nikki and all of them, and they did you wrong. So your experience is like, is it worse now? Because I feel like a
No,
lot of
it's
times people try
no,
to
it's
invalidate, huh?
no, it's not worse. It's me being a content creator in a
Uh-huh.
space where I talk about female topics, and then me being in a world, in a society where you have the Little Nas X's of the world, then you have scandals like Rolling Loud, then you have like scandals like Dave Chappelle, then you have these different intricate characters. When homosexuality and transgender and LGBT intersect within hip hop culture, I talk about hip hop in, you know, in our community, and you get to see the response from women that's in our culture. So that's what gets me when there's something about us gay people, or when we're being attacked, or when we are looking for support, or when we're at battle with somebody that is heterosexual, or we're feeling like we're not getting the rights that a heterosexual or a Black heterosexual person is getting. It's the response from the community that I see online that gets me to this space. It's the fact that, you know, when I come on my platform, and I've had to say I'm creating voice chat because, girl, all I feel like people wanted me to do on this platform is big up Black women and talk about how gorgeous and how oppressed and how every man should do this for Black women, how Black women are the staple of this, that, and the third. And the minute when I say something about gay men, it's almost like, oh God, this is anyway. Next, it's not important. But Black women this. If I say, you know, she did this about Bobby Light, somebody immediately came up here, but Black women were. This is not about you right now. And it's not that it's a problem, but I talk about you all the time. Does anybody have our back?
Armand, can I
what it
say
is.
this and I'll leave? I just want to say this and yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, well, I understand. Well, Cindy, because a lot of the times you think you're coming into an open conversation, but if it's boys chat, and I know you came in here thinking, okay, well, let me get, you know, a viewpoint, or let me get my point across. But when it's boys chat, like you said before, most of this content is about women. So the one live stream, not to say the one live stream, but it's boys chat. Like, of course they're gonna sit here and say their viewpoint versus a Black woman. I get you're trying to understand what they're saying and how they're trying to say it, and it does come off like, okay, you're getting attacked, but, you know, give them that time to say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think City feels attacked. She's
No,
okay. She can hold her own.
No, I don't feel attacked at all. I think this is a healthy, good, respectful conversation we can have to help heal some of the wounds we have in our community, because it doesn't benefit anybody if we fight in each other. It really is a detriment to us when we're fighting each other.
I mean, and
My
to
whole point
piggyback
is
off of
like,
what you're saying, to piggyback just real quick what you're saying, Cindy, to piggyback off of that though, is that we all came from Black women. So we came from women like you, Cindy, at the same time. So we should be able to respect people like you because we came from that. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, can I chime in real quick?
Wait, let Cindy finish. She's been trying.
I'm sorry.
So hard.
I'm sorry.
Just real quick, Armand, I just want you to just take away from this conversation is I understand there are some Black women out there that, like I said, there's a problem with homophobia in our community, and that needs to be addressed all around, right? We need to have conversations more about that, because a lot of these Black women, they birth gay Black men, right?
Period.
And they're treating them like shit. You know, excuse my language, but like, it's true. And vice versa there's a lot vice versa for Black men as well, like straight alike, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to understand, Oman, the same way you feel like Tasha K came really hard. I mean, I've seen some gay Black men in those spaces of commentary come for Black women's neck. Like that is the space that you're talking about, entertainment. I've seen a lot of things get thrown at Black women, whether it's their hair, whether it's for their body, whether it's for how many baby mamas or children they may have. These are all things that affect Black women, right? All of these things on a daily basis Black women get
Mhm.
criticized, ridiculed, or attacked in some way for those things, for just existing as Black women, and because that's attached to, you know, stereotypes, stigmas, whatever. And
Yeah.
so when we hear that also a lot, you know, within that space from men, gay Black men too, it I'm just saying, you have to understand, it can rub some women the
Yeah.
wrong way,
And listen,
because it's
you were
every day. It's an
100%
everyday thing.
correct. But my thing is, when we talk about Tasha K, Bobby didn't do that to her. That was an unwarranted attack, and she used the trigger point of what you're saying. Black, there are some men that do that, but she used that as a way to gaslight women to support her in the nasty rhetoric that she spewed against Bobby Lights that was totally unwarranted.
Yeah. I
And
agree. She used
also,
her platform disgustingly. What she said was just totally wrong and homophobic to the core. And it needs to be said. She's wrong. She's terribly wrong. I'm just coming from the
I just don't
perspective
like
of
when people use
healing.
Black women's trauma to have us beefing. So that's basically what I'm saying. I feel
Yeah.
like she knew,
Okay.
like, I feel like she gaslit both of us. She gaslit Black women into feeling like, you know what, I'm about to say some reckless ass shit, but get behind me because you know how these gays are. They always coming for us. So I'm going to be Sister Soldier, and then gaslight us and say some shit that's going to get me on here riled up for an hour and a half and call him dirty blood. You know what I mean? So I guess that was the overall conversation.
But don't
Because
let
I
That's
Tasha K
hey,
divide us. We love
I was
you,
gonna say
Armand.
Tasha
Your
K
And
is
biggest
please,
supporters
please
are
do
Black
not,
women. I
please
stand
stop
for you.
judging Black women with Tasha K, because I'm
y'all
quite
gonna make me
sure a
scream.
lot
It's
but
of
not
Black
just that,
women.
but it's
that's why I wanted to try to chime
No, I'm
in.
quite sure a lot of Black women, like you said, we give birth to beautiful men that label themselves.
yeah,
So
but
I'm quite
people
sure
like
a
it's more
lot of
than just
Black women
Tasha
don't
K. I
like
see
that
it
win.
too. Yeah.
And I hope that Bobby likes contact Cardi B and join the case. Haha,
Well,
what about that?
I want to
oh,
say this. I want
okay.
to
Yeah.
thank Armand for his journalistic integrity, because that's why I prefer him over Tasha K. Because there's one thing to like give your opinion on somebody and to read somebody with class, but Tasha likes to do like not even low blows. She likes to do beyond shock values and degrade people and put out narratives that you kind of, it smears your character, like your character. So I think it's different when you talking about somebody in a situation that's in a public situation. But when you trying to say dirty blood and you got this
Mm,
disease that's life, it's too much.
mm,
And then when
mm.
somebody says something back to you, it's because they're gay, they're hating it. That it's like, no,
Yes,
because you're a
Lord.
bad person. You can't
Disrespect.
keep putting out bad energy and
Yep.
expecting good energy to come back to you. And it's so
It's
salacious.
serious.
And I think it's disgusting how
Yes, it
people
is.
champion her and how people continue to follow her. But the truth is, they are Tasha K's as well. And I think that's
That's
the
what I
bad
was
part
That
about
saying.
it. Like, it's
But
gonna be
you got to
hard for her
remember
to
too. You got to
defend
remember
it
too. Remember that time where she got into it with Jaguar, right? And it wasn't even on this type of level. But I think
Mhm.
she had just kind of went off on Jaguar. Y'all, not y'all, but the
Yeah.
people had unfollowed over 10, 20,000 people unfollowed her. And she didn't even say nothing near as nasty as what she said about Bobby Lights
well,
to
she's
Jaguar
funny.
Wright.
Yes.
But
Oh
then,
my
And
but
God.
what
I
she said
remember
about Bobby
that.
Lights, I seen people in the comments saying, you can't tell a woman how to respond when you gay men are coming at them.
and
I'm
I
like,
wanna
what
say,
the
I wanna
fuck?
give a point to Cindy, because that's when she was kind of talking about the patriarchy stuff or whatever. Because it's like, it's Black women and then there's gay men. And I mean, as far as like society, we like, we're really together, but y'all like right below us. We're at the bottom. Like, so I think like gay men get the grunt of what us as Black
Yeah.
women get from everybody. So
No, it's
we're doing it,
worse.
we're
It's
wrong
worse.
too. And I'm saying we, because I don't really do it, but I am a Black woman. And I feel like we don't have nobody to pick on. So you kind of like, gay people to a certain extent created that themselves as a, they separate themselves when they come out the closet to a certain extent because of society. So we're like,
Yes.
oh, okay, they're different, that's another group who isn't
Mm.
us, let's pick on them, because everyone, and it's wrong all the way around. So, and
That's
it sucks
crazy.
because we all come from the same house. Like, We all got to say black mama, a black dad,
never
whether you gay.
experienced
and then all of us are actually with bitch. We don't fuck with none of us fuck with these tired ass niggas. We all each other got. We the gays and the girls.
Listen to the Summer Walker
We
album.
all sitting there
We
singing
all
together, crying.
Same struggles.
Here's the
And we
difference.
all don't like men
Y'all got to
either.
understand this.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about the line that Tasha K crossed that she will not be able to cross back from. Let's talk about canceling
They're gay black women.
And let me tell you why. There are so many innocent children that had blood transfusions that never had sex that got HIV from blood transfusions. You understand? She got to be canceled. She's another Roseanne Barr. Finish. She don't cash the check that she wrote a check she can't.
Okay. Because I don't want to make this about her no more. Okay.
Wait, before we leave, I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. I want to address I think it was a comment you said earlier about the competition for like men. Because for me, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ugly or whatever. I know you probably feel like, okay, ugly women hate black men because, well, not black men, but gay black men, because they take the man that they want. Do you really believe that? Because I feel like it's bred into like
no. It's like no.
Home,
So no, it's never. It's never about, because I've never been that kind of gay. Like, but this is where we're wrong. We have those girls out there that go after that. No, we have those gays that go out there. They will strategically, purposefully go after your man to try to say, "Girl, I can fuck your man." That's not me, but I'm not going to say that they're not out there. And I know that is the narrative that does exist, and that's nasty. And I don't think that we should do that. I'm saying the reason why we can't have friends though, because sometimes your nigga might be curious, or the nigga might not really be interested. Maybe you might be a beard, and then you might find out that the nigga kind of like dudes, and maybe we fucked around, but not because I want to take him from you, maybe because it was some shit that just happened and I didn't know, he didn't know, and we fucked around, and now you look like, damn, these gay boys is fucking all the niggas. Like, it wasn't a malicious thing, but I'm just saying gay boys can pull straight men sometimes. And so I feel like sometimes a lot of girls, this is why a lot of girls don't like their guys to be friends with gay men, because it's like, if they too cool with us, the women are already like, you friends with that dude? Like, you friends with gay? Why are you hanging out with a bunch of gay? You gay?
But
if they're
straight,
I don't even think it's that. I don't have that issue.
But it's the natural. But I think it's the natural competition that we're saying. It's like
I don't just think that women are jealous of. Let me be clear. I do not think that women are jealous of gay men. That's not what I'm saying.
Natural feeling. I don't feel like it's natural. I feel like it has to do with whether the woman is secure or not.
Yes.
If you're secure in yourself, then you don't care who's around, because you know that you got the juice and you'll be able to pull what you need to pull. If the dude decides to do something else, you're going to have somebody else coming for you. That's a general thing. It has to do with whether you're secure or not.
Do you consider them straight if they're attracted to men, though?
If you're able to pull my man, then he was never straight.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but okay, we'll wrap here. But even if that's the case, you can Google it on YouTube. There's women on YouTube that come out and was married to a man that ended up liking men and stuff. You cannot tell me that trauma, you don't build up some sort of animosity a little bit, like, damn, I really was fucking a gay nigga.
I mean, it depends on how you process it, though. It depends on how you process
situations be because that woman be in love, and it's like, you never really wanted me. I think that'd be more of a heartbreak, because I think that with those situations, it's a little different than just being like cheated on and okay, you found out, boom. But when you marry me and we go through this whole thing, and it's like, it is some women who are, I think y'all call them beards, who agree to be like, but when it's not like a mutual understanding and I'm in love and you really didn't want me for real, like, that hurts a different type of level.
Yes, it do. And you're going to feel some type of way, and you might have a little animosity, and slightly rightfully so.
For sure.
I mean, but as long as it doesn't last forever,
more or less than him being with a dude. You get what I'm saying? Because it's that whole journey you took me on. Like, why?
Yes, that's just like if a girl took your man, like, you'll feel away.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But like, I think it's still a little more though when it's like after marriage, like when it's a long-term relationship and stuff like that. Because if you but I'm saying
we do feel away. This is why, at least I do. This is why I don't fuck with Trade and DL, because I don't have time to be dealing with you and your baby mama, and then you like girls one day, you like boy, like it's a lot, and I'm just like, I can't deal with those niggas because they're out there. Like these niggas literally be having bitches and kids and they be trying to fuck with it. And then but then it's like they don't want nobody to know. And then
Come on, that do sound a little biphobic. You know what I'm saying? It do sound a little biphobic for you to say that.
No, it's not. No, it's not biphobic.
No,
it's
that's real.
it's like you're playing with my emotions. I don't have time for that.
It's not about biphobic. It's about honesty. Because if you're bisexual, it doesn't matter. If you're open and you're bisexual, that's different. Like, be honest. It's honesty. Just be honest about who you are.
Right.
All right, guys. I love you guys. We're gonna wrap. Cindy, I love you. Make sure you come in. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Anita.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye. Oh, that was really well. That went really well. Okay, child, we did it. We did what we needed to do.
I'm glad there were so many women that came on because I do see that in the comments. Like a lot of people have things to say, but very few people come on. So I'm glad we had a host of women that came on. It was good.
Yeah, they did their thing this week. They came up and spoke.
Thank you, Fanad. Oh shit, great conversation. Thank you so much, Fanad. I didn't even really thank you because I know this shit is not getting you to. We done said a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm probably sure I'm being dragged on Twitter and on YouTube right now. But listen, we got into some things. I told you guys this was going to be that conversation, but I feel good about it because I feel like it ended on a high.
Yes.
Do you guys feel like that?
I feel
yes.
good.
I hear that.
On a negative tip or anything. So.
Yeah, and I just did not want it to be about that bitch the whole time. Like I'm like, it's not really about her.
Trying to steer it.
Like I'm like, girl, it's about the bigger picture.
Issue.
Yeah, but listen, y'all, we 2 hours. We did all of that in 2 hours. Yeah, and listen, guys. Next week finale. So I mean, maybe we'll do an open chat. If you guys anything that we talked about, you guys want to finish. Feel free for those boys, women, trans, anybody that want to come on to the show. Be ready next week. Because I've seen a lot of people talking about why isn't this person on the chat? Why did the link gets dropped? We got into some things. Let me tell you something. I love you all, and I hope you guys got a greater understanding from where we were coming from. Listen, one thing I took away from this is the girls and the gays, and I mean the real girls, and then us girls, the gays. We are one and the same, child. Like we are all a family, and we got to look out for each other because collectively we both know that these niggas ain't shit. Okay,
right?
So, all right. So I love y'all all. You guys can follow me everywhere on your social medias at the Armand Wiggins Show. I'm passing it over to Jelon.
You can follow me everywhere right here. All social medias at Jelon.
Yes, and you can follow me at Miles Spears ASMR on YouTube, yes, and on Instagram and Twitter, Miles_Spears, yes. Twitter's 18+. Mm-hmm.
And you guys can check me out on Instagram. I am _Sean Christopher, where I host Color Block at Color Block Magazine, and I also do Mindfulness Mondays every Monday. Just
all right.
Right.
And on that, I'll see you guys later. I love y'all all. Bye.